Greetings, I'm Casey Holdahl, joined by Lamar Hurd. Today we're going to talk a little about Nik Stauskas, a new free agent signing with the Trailblazers, and see what he brings to the team this year.
Well, Case, I got to tell you, I'm really excited to talk about Nik for a few reasons. One, because before I was able to join you and the fine family here with the Trailblazers, I worked extensively in the college game, and I got a chance to watch Nik play at Michigan a lot. And I know a lot of things that guys can do in college don't transfer to the NBA level, but what he does transfer. His shooting, his ability to move without the ball, his ability to be more than a spot-up shooter. And I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions about his game.
Sure.
And there's different reasons why. Maybe didn't get the same opportunity. Maybe didn't play in a type of offensive systems that he's going to see under Terry Stotts and playing alongside guards like Damian and CJ and the rest of complement of players. As you watch him here during his time with the Kings, able to just spot up, be a guy on the opposite side of the floor, can catch and knock it down, shot 40% from three last season, as you're aware of. But to me, it's really when you throw him the ball, late clock, off a screen and roll, he can use that. He can make the right read. He can back it up as we see here, go to the hesitation pull up. You know, those are the kind of shots that you see a Damian and a CJ be able to make in isolations. Here, dribble handoff, fakes the handoff, doesn't get it, stays patient, waits for the basketball, starts to drift with the ball, and then the move. And watch this.
Hey.
Watch that. I don't know if everybody knows he has that in his game. You know, a guy that for his career is averaging 7 points, you don't expect maybe those kind of shots. But as we've seen, Trailblazers doing a good job of finding guys, maybe hidden gems, so to speak, that didn't get the opportunity that they would have liked to, and putting them in Terry Stotts' system, putting them under this structure, and you start to watch these guys flourish.
And I think not that these teams are necessarily bad teams that he was playing on, but maybe don't have at least the kind of guard play like the Blazers do with Damian and CJ. So kind of how
Case, I gotta stop
another
you.
fan, you should.
Rewind that, please. Rewind. I didn't mean to cut you
No.
off.
That's worth a rewind.
Does this look like a guy that averages 7 points in his career to you? I mean, dribble between the legs, stop off the glass, switches to the left hand on the finish. That's the stuff he brings, and that's the stuff he was doing at Michigan.
That's clever.
And those are the kind of plays. I think he will get more of an opportunity. He will feel so free in this offense. Once again, the high rise. So not just the athleticism, but can put it on the floor and create his own shot to get to the athleticism. Reading the closeout. Not afraid of the challenge after the rim.
That was a facial, too. And the thing about Terry Stotts talks a lot about not wanting to put ceilings on players and not wanting to limit them. And I think a lot of times, as you mentioned, you know, a guy comes into the league, he maybe bounces from team to another, and maybe kind of people make some assumptions about what his skills are. And I think, as you mentioned, I think Stauskas is one of those guys where I think people assume he's a spot-up guy, and he's going to be used for that in Portland a lot. I mean, the Portland Trailblazers need three-point shooting, and I think they tried to address that this offseason. But a guy, too, where it sounds like, Lamar, you're expecting to see a bit more out of him than just a guy who's going to spot up in the corner.
Look, I'm not trying to put any added pressure on the guy. I mean, and this is a guy that is used to playing with pressure, as are guys in the NBA. You don't get to this level by not dealing with pressure. All I'm saying is he has more game than what he has been able to exhibit. And just being able to see, as you just touched on, the way Terry says, look, I mean, Case, as soon as I want to break something down to you, he's flying through, dunking on somebody.
Too nice.
But off the handoff, sees nobody's going to cut him off. So you made the point, he's going to be used as a spot-up shooter. Without question, he will. He's also going to be used as a basketball player. So somebody, if the Blazers end up in a series again like they did with the New Orleans Pelicans this past season, you throw the ball after Damian or CJ, they're double team. Now you're playing 4-on-3. He's the kind of guy that on the catch can knock it down at a 40% clip or read the defense, read the closeout, go right by you, go dunk on you. A lot of possibilities with him.
I think you're right. I think just opening up the opportunities for a player like Stauskas, I think it's going to be important for the Trailblazers this year to see what they can get out of some of these free agent signings.
Let's rewind that play, the pass that we just saw, because here's another thing. As we know, Damian goes to the bench. Terry Stotts can slide CJ to the point. If CJ's not in, it could be ET, but it can also be Nik. So you see him using the double screen at the top of the key, running the offense, sees the slip take place, and that's a read. I don't believe that that's a play for Justin Anderson, the scorer, to make that cut. Anderson makes a nice read on the play after setting the screen. He then slips, sees there's no defense, and Nik realizes that in a split second.
You can never have too many guys who can handle the ball and create for other guys in the NBA, particularly in today's NBA, where you really have to have a diverse set of skills. So I think you're right. I think that's another thing we're going to see out of Stauskas this year.
There's a nice play from him. He looks like he's going to set the screen. That's what they call the invisible screen. Looks like he's going to go set a screen on a ball, then pops back behind the three-point line. So now the defender has to close out. Whereas had he just ran to the spot, the defender is in place. He makes a nice feed. And I can envision him making that pass to Zach Collins.
Absolutely.
To Yusuf Nurkic, to Caleb Swanigan, to anybody down there, Myers, anybody, or just taking it himself once again.
I'm learning something here. These clubs, I knew that he had more to his game than just shooting, but I wasn't expecting him to yam on guys so consistently here. So that's a little something.
I think most people who would watch these clips would say, "Oh, I never saw that. Oh, I didn't see that," because he wasn't playing for teams that have had the type of success throughout the regular season as the Blazers have had, teams that make it to the playoffs consistently. So he's going to be on a different stage now, and I know he's got to be excited about that.